As of this exact moment, live trading on the NYSE American Exchange shows Nuburu Inc., ticker symbol BURU, changing hands at approximately $0.2174 per share. We are seeing a distinct downward pressure in the intraday session, with the stock sliding roughly 3.16% from the open, vacillating between a low of $0.2163 and a high of $0.2242. Volume is already heavy, clocking in at over 4 million shares traded, indicating that despite the microcap status, eyes are fixed squarely on this ticker. The market capitalization is hovering just under the $100 million mark, a fragile valuation that puts it in a dangerous but potentially explosive territory. You are looking at a chart that is trying to find a floor, but the selling pressure suggests the market is still digesting recent news. Now, let's pause and address the elephant in the room. The expectation for a stock trading at 20-something cents is usually grim. Most investors look at a chart like this and see a dead company walking, a firm that burnt through cash, executed reverse splits, and is now just slowly bleeding out until it hits zero or gets taken private for pennies. That is the expectation, that Nuburu is just another failed industrial SPAC or IPO that couldn't scale its tech. But the reality is far more complex and, quite frankly, stranger. The reality is that this isn't just a welding company anymore. It is aggressively pivoting into the defense and aerospace sectors, signing acquisition deals with Italian laser firms like Lyocon, and positioning its blue laser technology not just for factory floors, but for the next generation of military drones and electrification infrastructure. The market is pricing it for bankruptcy, but the company is structuring itself for a strategic buyout or a defense contract-fueled turnaround. That disconnect between the penny stock trash narrative and the defense tech asset reality is where the opportunity and the extreme risk collide. To understand why BURU is moving the way it is today, we have to look at the immediate market mechanics. We are seeing a classic battle between high-frequency retail algorithms and long-term bag holders looking for an exit. When you look at the order flow, you see spikes in volume that don't correlate with massive news drops, which often implies retail accumulation or rotation. If you are trading this on a platform like Robinhood or using SoFi Invest, you might see this volatility as a chance for a quick scalp. However, the depth of the order book suggests that institutional support is thin. This is a show-me stock. The recent slide to the 0.21 level is testing a psychological support zone. If it breaks 20 cents, we could see a flush down to the mid-teens as stop losses trigger. Conversely, any concrete news regarding the closing of the Lyocon acquisition or a new contract with Tekne could send this ripping back toward the $0.30 or $0.40 level in a single session due to the low float and high short interest potential. Let's talk about the retail landscape for a moment. If you were sitting there with your Schwab Intelligent Portfolios or looking at your Fidelity dashboard, a stock like Nuburu rarely fits the safe criteria. It is too volatile for a standard retirement account and too unpredictable for a passive strategy. This is a stock for the active trader, the person who understands that in the microcap space, liquidity is king. We are seeing chatter on forums that suggests some retail traders are betting on a compliance pump, the idea that the company must get the stock price back above $1 to remain listed on the NYSE American, which could force management to release a flurry of good news or execute another reverse split. That anxiety is palpable in today's price action. Every tick downward feels like a step closer to that dreaded reverse split notification, while every tick up feels like the start of a recovery run. But why does anyone care about a 20-cent stock? It comes down to the technology. Nuburu isn't selling generic widgets. They specialize in high-power blue laser technology. To explain this to a friend over coffee, standard industrial lasers use infrared light. Infrared is great for cutting steel, which is why it dominated the auto industry for decades. But infrared light passes right through copper and gold. It doesn't get absorbed well, which makes welding those metals difficult messy, and energy inefficient. Nuburu's blue lasers operate at a different wavelength that copper absorbs almost perfectly. In a world that is electrifying, where every EV battery, every wind turbine, and every consumer electronic device needs millions of precise copper welds, Nuburu's tech is theoretically the holy grail. The expectation was that they would own the EV welding market. The reality was that adoption was slower than expected, and larger competitors with deeper pockets squeezed them out of the easy wins. This brings us to the pivot that is driving the current speculation. Nuburu has realized that competing solely on commercial welding is a slow grind, so they have shifted focus towards defense. The acquisition of Lyocon and the partnership with Tekne are not random. They're moves to integrate their lasers into defense manufacturing and potentially directed energy applications. The blue laser's ability to combine high power with high brightness makes it interesting for applications beyond just joining metals. Think about optical communications, specialized manufacturing for aerospace components, or even drone-based systems. This is why you see the stock reacting violently to any news mentioning defense or acquisitions. The market is trying to figure out if this is a desperate flail or a brilliant strategic realignment. Let's dig deeper into the chart behavior we are seeing right now. The stock is currently trading below its 50-day and 200-day moving averages, a bearish signal that screams downtrend. However, the Relative Strength Index, RSI, on the daily chart is hovering in oversold territory. For the contrarian investor using interactive brokers to map out entry points, this divergence often signals a potential bounce. When a stock is this beaten down, selling pressure eventually exhausts itself because everyone who wanted to sell has already sold. We call this capitulation. The volume we saw in late November and early December 2025 suggests that a new base of holders has entered. People who bought in at the $0.20 to $0.25 range and are willing to hold for the turnaround. If these levels hold, we could see a double bottom formation, which is a classic technical reversal pattern. However, we cannot ignore the financial health of the company, which is the anchor dragging on the stock price. Nuburu has historically burned cash at an alarming rate. Developing laser technology is capital-intensive. You need clean rooms, expensive diodes, and highly paid physicists. For a long time, their revenue did not match their burn rate, leading to the dilution that has crushed long-term shareholders. If you held this stock 2 years ago, your position is down significantly. This is the pain trade. The company has had to issue shares, convert debt, and engage in financing that dilutes the common equity. This is why even when they announce good news, the stock sometimes falls. The market is terrified of the next offering. It's a classic case of good tech, bad balance sheet. I want you to pause for a second and think about your own portfolio. Comment below how many shares of Nuburu you currently hold, or if you're watching from the sidelines. Are you stuck in a high average cost, or are you nipping at these lows? It helps the community to see where the sentiment actually lies because the charts only tell half the story. Now, let's look at the broader industry context. You can't talk about Nuburu without mentioning the giants like IPG Photonics or Enlight Laser. Those are the safe plays in the laser space. They have revenue, profits, and stability, but they also have massive market caps. Nuburu offers the lotto ticket profile. If, and it is a big if, Nuburu can prove that their blue laser is essential for the next generation of solid-state batteries or defense manufacturing, the re-rating could be violent. We are talking about a company valued at a fraction of its intellectual property portfolio's potential value. But potential doesn't pay the bills. They need to execute. The recent earnings reports have shown a company in transition. Revenue from the legacy business was soft, but the backlog for the new defense-focused initiatives is the metric to watch. If they can show a backlog growing into the millions, the market will forgive the cash burn. If the backlog stalls, the 0.20 floor will vanish. If you are using Fidelity Wealth Management Services or have a Fidelity IRA, your advisor would likely tell you to stay away from a stock like this. It is too small, too risky, and too volatile. But for the Robinhood trader or the person managing their own individual brokerage account, this volatility is the attraction. You don't buy BURU for a 5% annual dividend, you buy it because you think the market is wrong about the bankruptcy risk. You are betting that the management team's aggressive M&A strategy, buying companies like Lyocon to vertically integrate and capture more margin, will work before the cash runs out. It's a race against time. Let's discuss the compliance factor again because it's critical for the next few months. NYSE American has rules. You cannot trade under a certain price forever. Nuburu has faced this pressure before. They have two choices: organically grow the stock price back up through news and execution, or execute a reverse stock split.